Hey guys, DenisLD here. I figured I'd do a small, very brief beer review for once, but in this case it's a non-alcoholic beer, something that Boris the Barbarian, aka Hopo, would normally do. I'm sure we'll do more in the coming weeks or months. But I saw this at the local supermarket and never heard of the non-alcoholic version of this beer. So this is the um, you know quite a famous beer actually. This is the Kozel Černý. I'm not sure how to do this properly in the Czech language, but it's the non-alcoholic version of the dark Kozel. This one, of course, is not brewed in the Czech Republic. It's brewed by InBev, which is all over the place. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, macro beer company, international and all that. But I saw this. It's summer. It's sometimes I don't feel like drinking regular beer, especially during the week, and I kind of like the original, like the full strength version, which is normally like 3 or 4% alcohol. But in this case, I just figured I want to try this. So it looks the same. It actually has some pretty decent um, head retention from a non-alcoholic beer, if you ask me. But it doesn't smell as good as the original beer. It smells kind of like a malt beverage, but that kind of sweet malt beverage. I think some of the Caribbean countries do that kind of thing. They brew it. It's very kind of tastes and smells like molasses, I think. But in this case, actually tastes quite similarly to the actual dark Kozel. So you get that the bready kind of sweet bread, a bit of caramel, not as much as in the original version, some chocolate in the back, and it doesn't taste too thin, and it tastes less sweet than the original version, which I like. They still add sugar. They actually do add sugar, like in the original version, but it kind of feels light. It feels refreshing. It does have flavor. It doesn't have any specific off flavors, at least none that I can pick up at this point. And it just feels interesting because normally non-alcoholic beers are either just pale lagers, or sometimes now we get some nice kind of hopped versions, but they're kind of you know a far stretch from the real IPAs and APAs of this world. So they usually have a very light body and kind of sometimes a metallic or kind of very dry finish. In this case, that's actually an interesting beer, and it didn't cost me that much. So, InBev, as much as I don't like the company overall, I mean, I don't not like it, but it's definitely not a favorite of mine, and especially because they do a lot of these things when they license one of the brands and different countries brew them, and they charge you almost as much as they would charge you for a real imported version, but it doesn't taste as good. It just doesn't. Some of these beers like Spaten, which is a pretty good, classic German beer, and the one they brew here in Russia is just a regular kind of stinky lager, and I don't want to pay for it as much as I would for regular Spaten. So in this case, a good beer, non-alcoholic beer, nice in the summer, nice if you want to, if you don't want to drink or if you have to drive or whatever. So that's good. You could down a couple of these and be still good to go.